Welcome back to another video. This one is covering some of the news that's going on in AQ3D and AE in general. First of all, for those of you that want to have your screenshots featured in the design notes of AQ3D on AQ3D.com, you can actually send a picture, a screenshot, to Artix. I'll put a link in the description below to a tweet. If you reply to that tweet with your screenshot, it has to be of a certain resolution, 1920 by 1080. You can then have a chance of getting your screenshot in the design notes and the newsletter. And if you guys are wondering why there hasn't been too many releases recently, or the last one that was just a filler more than anything else, it's because the devs have been working on a game jam. This is where they've been making prototype games just for fun. It was a challenge that they had set up. Now they did this a long time ago, and it actually worked out really well. They came up with some really cool games. I'll put a link to the games that they'd made. This is years ago they made this. It works all on Flash, so you won't be able to play any of these on certain devices, but they were pretty cool. My favorite being the stick quest. That was the best one by far. The town of Battleon is going to be getting a massive overhaul. Now, I had talked about this a long time ago when they had first mentioned this, but now they have some pictures showing what it could potentially look like. These are the designs of what they want it to look like. They want to focus on keeping it for heroes that are seeking adventure and so on and so forth, but they also want to focus on the whole home of the Guardians thing, since the first Guardian Tower is in the town. Well, I guess it's not the first Guardian Tower, it's the first one we run into. And one of the ideas is to split the town into kind of sections. You've got one section where it's with the fountain, and then you've got the other section where it's with the crystal, which I think is probably a better idea, because that way you can have the same town perhaps in two instances, which is going to help on some mobile devices, as some places like Lolosia or Dragon's Graveyard, where there's a lot of stuff going on, heats up the devices pretty quickly, and a lot of animations, a lot of characters, and a lot of bulk slows down the older devices. And I'm hoping that they are thinking about that when designing this new town, making it so that it's applicable for everybody, not just the people with the high-end devices. But they've revamped the intro, so of course it makes sense to revamp the first town everybody's going to be going to. They've also talked about really pushing for the PvP. So for you guys that are really looking forward to the PvP, I'm hoping that it's going to be coming out sooner than later. Now, as you know, I talk mostly about AQ3D stuff, hence why the first beginning of this was all about AQ3D stuff. This next part I'm talking about has nothing to do with AQ3D, but it does have to do with a mobile game made by Artix Entertainment, AQworlds Mobile. Now, originally when this was first discussed, this was going to be a whole separate game, not at all connected to AQworlds, the browser game. Whereas now I think they're changing that up a little bit. Basically, AQworlds Mobile is an upgraded version of AQworld. And this would be very similar to AQ3D, where this could be played on PC, mobile devices, Steam, which is through PC obviously, or even consoles. And AQ3D could actually be played on consoles because it's run through Unity, and there are a lot of Unity games already on consoles. Now, what they plan to do for AQworlds Mobile is they want to let you log in with your existing AQworld character. This means you get to keep your character's items. This would also improve the performance and have less lag because you're running through a whole new different system. You're not running through Flash. Now, this isn't going to be copy and pasting the client they're using right now. This would be a whole new different type of port. But they do plan on getting most of the items they have in the game right now to the AQworld Mobile. Now, this is going to be a big thing because having that many items and that many customization options in a mobile game is pretty insane. They want to improve the PvP. Now, if you've played the PvP in AQworlds, I'm not crazy about it personally. That they plan on improving that. They also plan on bringing leaderboards which is something that AE has never done before. Well, I mean, except for on the single games, but they've never done it in any of their mobile because largely they feel that leaderboards leads to cheating. They want to have trading, which would be awesome. This isn't something that is 100%, but it is something that they've talked about doing. Now, of course, they're just at the beginning of this, so this isn't something that's going to be coming in a couple months, but I do know Artix would love to have people be able to log in this year, which is something that is, I guess, potential if they had the basic fundamentals down. Obviously, porting all of the items and things like this would be something that would be taking years to do because there's way too many items, and if they have to redesign the items, which I'm hoping they wouldn't have to do, because if they did, that's just going to take an insane amount of time. But once they get AQworlds Mobile up and running, does not mean that they're going to stop working on AQworlds, the web version. That is going to stay on the internet as long as possible. But the AQworlds Mobile would definitely be a vast improvement. So there's definitely some things to look forward to in the coming year, or possibly years. And that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to check out my Twitter or the AE Federation, you can check the links in the description below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.